This is the Castle Country Real Estate Podcast, episode number 10. I'm Josh Madsen from Real Estate Titans here in Price, Utah. Super excited to be here with your market statistics for the week, what's going on, and a little bit of real estate hot tips to get you through the coming weekend and into next week. So, as always, I want to start off with how many properties are on the market currently between Carbon and Emery County here in Utah. And the number is 82. So we're still not breaking that 90 mark, holding pretty steady in the 80 range. But what's more interesting this weekend is in the past 7 days between the two counties, 0 properties have sold. Things are starting to slow down a little bit in terms of how long properties are going to be on the market. And this is something we want to start paying attention to. There's definitely, we've talked over and over and over for these last 10 episodes about more inventory on the market, which is good, but also there's still a demand and there's still qualified buyers on the market. So we're going to talk a little bit about the general market information that's kind of going on Utah statewide. And that's pretty important because some of the numbers are really showing us what's going on and maybe why we're not seeing as many houses selling each week. And maybe why that inventory number is sort of staying steady. So the first thing to go over is from UtahRealEstate.com. You can find these housing market stats that came out. And biggest number is that we want to keep in mind is number of days on market. So last year, 12 months ago, it was not uncommon to only have 2 or 3 days on the market before a house sold. Now we're looking at 23 is the median days on market, and that's up 15 from last month. So basically what's happening, interest rates are starting to go up. Some of the buyers are getting knocked out of the market, and you're starting to see homes sit longer. In the grand scheme of things, 23 days is not bad, but after the last 24 months of, pre or post-pandemic buying spree that everybody kind of went on and selling for that matter, we're starting to kind of settle into a more normalized market where it's not going to be uncommon to see houses stay on the market for 30, 60, maybe even 90 days before the properties start moving. So single family homes sold was just about 3,700 homes sold in that last month. The median sold price, $560,000. Again, this is Utah statewide. This is not as specific right here to Carbon and Emery County, but that's up 12% from last August. So there's a little bit of delay. This isn't like September numbers will be out here pretty soon, but I thought these were still pretty relevant to show sort of the trends that we're starting to see. So prices are going up. Probably similar here, 10 to 12% from last year. More time on market, inventory staying steady. So that's super interesting to see and kind of a welcome surprise. We've talked in these past couple episodes about how it's nice to have, as a buyer, more options on the market and not having to run as fast. You can imagine the average working person doesn't have time to go get a house when it's only there for 2 days. And so that kind of put a lot of excess pressure on the market for people looking for a house, and sellers didn't know where they were going to go. So just having that extra time is going to be super important. So every week I like to do a little real estate hot tip. You guys know this from now 10 episodes in, and basically wanted to sort of give something that's really pertinent to the market right now, and that's the cost of waiting to buy a home. Now, there's multiple examples. I sort of chose something that I felt numbers-wise was sort of common maybe for the area, maybe a little more in that middle zone. And I'm going to talk about what a mortgage of $300,000 at a 5.5% interest rate looks like, and sort of the difference of as interest rates are going up. In fact, this past week we hit 7% for the first time in a very, very long time. So that's something to keep note of. As inflation goes up, there's likelihood that will go back down a little bit, but it's always good to get in touch with a good lender. That's something I can help you with if you reach out to me. somebody that can help keep you in the loop. Hey, is this a good time to get into the market? Obviously, I can help you on the real estate side of it, but talking to a lender as a buyer is very important. So back to this real estate hot tip, the cost of waiting to buy a home. Let's do a little comparison. At a mortgage of $300,000 at an interest rate of 5.5%, your principal and interest payment monthly is going to be $1,703.37. Okay. Now, if your mortgage is $327,000, so maybe you wait a little bit, price goes up, you've got to up the mortgage by $27,000, and at an interest rate of 0.5% more, so at 6%, that payment's going to be $1,960.53. So for those that don't have all the math in your head, that's a difference in a monthly payment of $257.16. So we just talked about market statistics for Utah. Basically we're still seeing, a 12% increase, even if this is in single digit increases, and that's probably where things are going to head. It's still pertinent information to not wait to get into the market, because you're actually going to lose money in the hole. So, okay, the monthly difference, $257. I mean, that definitely can hit the pocketbook, but the difference in the lifetime of a 30-year loan, check this out, $92,577.60. So just by waiting that time period of needing to borrow a little bit more money, at even 0.5% more, you're almost spending $100,000 more to get into a home during the lifetime of that loan, and that's pretty significant. So I wanted to share that. That's your real estate hot tip for the week. It's super important if you're looking at getting in the market. Get a hold of me. Let's crunch some numbers. Let's get you in touch with a lender, and let's look at these options so you're going to be able to save yourself money over the short and the long term. A couple $100 a month or hundred thousands of dollars a year. And that's super important. So to wrap things up, what's going on in Castle Country this week is we've got the Price Farmers Market Saturday, October 1st, 9 until noon at the Peace Garden, 159 East Main Street in Price. Awesome to see that going on. Definitely something to check out. And always good to catch some outdoor events before we head into the fall and the winter. I know also something else you could do. The colors are popping off. There's lots of good drives up various canyons, Huntington Canyon, Indian Canyon, all these different places where you can go see all the foliage changing. And that's something fun to do too, that's totally free except for gas, obviously. So until next week, I've had a really good time doing the podcast. I hope you'll tune in every Friday to check out the Castle Country Real Estate Podcast. Get your information, get your real estate hot tips, and know what's going on. You can reach out to me directly at 801-388-4047. You can also find me on Instagram at Madsen, MADSEN.team. You can find my email is also josh@madsen.team. I'd love to get in touch with you. Any real estate questions, send them my way. Again, I'm Josh Madsen from Real Estate Titans here in Price, Utah, and have a great weekend.